The decision of like what to do in the midst of this is really the interesting question right now. And I know for myself, I'm wanting to leave. And I don't know that I'm making a decision about leaving forever or renouncing my citizenship or anything like that. But it's like for right now, the shit this country is doing, I don't know that I need to participate. And so there are many people who are asking this question. There's a lot of data that shows us that. I wanted to talk to some folks who have made the choice to leave in the last couple of years and like get a sense of what that means. And I also wanted to talk with folks who particularly were black folks, queer folks, folks around my general age range to get a sense of like what that looks like. So, we are going to be having some really great conversations today. I've had conversations with folks in Mexico and Vietnam, and I think you're going to get some interesting distinction between their experiences, but also like maybe answer some questions for you about the different ways that you could be considering whether or not you're wanting to leave. This conversation is with Nick Guillory. You may know Nick from BuzzFeed, from his various different kinds of content on the internet machine. But Nick and I talked from Vietnam. It is late at night here. It's about 8 p.m. for us here. It's 10 a.m. for Nick. And we were able to have some conversation around the distinctions about being black, about being queer, and why he is in Vietnam right now. He's been moving around to various different places, and you can check out his content on YouTube and on all the different platforms. Black Gay Boy Abroad is his platform where he's kind of telling the story of what it's like to be traveling abroad. So check out my JQ&A with Nick Guillory. Nick Guillory, thank you so much for being here. I'm really grateful for you joining me from Vietnam, where it's 10 a.m. in the morning. Yes.
Yeah, it's very early. Well, not very early, but early.
I love that you say that 10 a.m. is very early because that's early for me. I'm like, this is, or that's early morning stuff for me. So this is a
Yeah.
morning show for you, essentially.
Yeah, we're on the Today Show.
You're on the Today Show. Okay, so I think we should start off by telling people where you are, how long you've been there, how you got to Vietnam.
Okay, that sounds good. Well, hey everybody. So I got here not like 2 months ago. Crazy to say that out loud because it's gone so quickly, and I did so much in so little time where I was almost burnt the f out. Like I had to chill. So that's what led me to where I'm at now, which is Da Nang, Vietnam, and that is a beach town. And if anyone knows anything about me, I love the beach. I love a sunset. I love a sunrise. But child, I gotta have some Vietnamese coffee to see the sunrise because it's a little too early for me. But
Okay.
I love it here. I'm so grateful that I finally bit the bullet, whatever you want to call it, and took my butt to Vietnam. Like I'm here finally. I've been hearing so much about this place, and now I'm here to finally see why everybody's talking about Vietnam.
Okay, so before we come back to why specifically Vietnam and what people have been saying about Vietnam and what brought you there, you decided to leave the United States a little over 2 years ago. Is that right?
Yes, thank you, Jesus.
Talk to me about where you were in your life. What kind of brought you to like, baby, it's time to go.
Wow. Well, what a loaded question. If anyone has the emotional willpower these days to turn on the television and watch the news, you would know that is
Listen.
definitely one of the reasons. Like the news was atrocious before I left, and it was kind of driving me crazy. And I left before even the T word got back in the office again. So it wasn't even really about him specifically. It was just about the overall political climate and how nasty it had gotten. I was just done. And then I was also living in New York City, paying $3,300 in rent. And I was like, it's time to stop paying this much rent. The rent is too high. And health, my mental health was plummeting. Like, I know people romanticize New York City, people romanticize New York, and that's fine. It's lovely. I had a great 5 years there. I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I survived. But I came out a little bit wounded.
Mm,
So I think it was just finally time to, you know, get rid of that stress of living there and sort of discover what else I had in store. And That's when my blog and my new like business venture, Black Gay Boy Abroad, kind of came about. And I know we're going to probably get more into that, but I just wanted to throw in a little plug right there.
Well, no, actually, I do want to kind of hang out right there because I know for myself and for many other people like me, that last little bit though actually is the thing that I think is maybe calling folks, right? And I know for myself, there's been something about seeing how I showed up outside of this context in America when I was on sabbatical that has made me
Mhm.
really curious about like, I wonder how I could be different or how life could be lighter or better or more interesting or not this.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
If I were in another country, if I were doing something else. And the thing that I've been pondering for myself is going to culinary school in another country because I'm really interested in culinary school, and that would be a way to kind of immerse myself. You had something that was kind of calling to you, and you found the blog, you found the storytelling, you found this life that you are kind of developing and living in front of us. Can you talk about how that kind of unfolded? Because I'm sure it didn't happen immediately.
Right. Yeah. With anything, it takes a minute. So I was working as a talent manager for a company that shall remain anonymous. But I was working for them, child. I was working for them. Okay. And it never felt like enough. Okay. Like every corporate job, right? I feel like I'm just like spewing the same story that everybody that looks like me says. It's never
Yeah.
enough. You got to do more, 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 and more. And I'm like, well, damn, y'all work at me like we in the 1800s. What's going on? And I'm like, okay, it's time to sort of check myself and how do I get out of this situation kind of vibe. So we had a conversation, and then the next thing you know, I was gone. Okay. So
Mm.
sometimes you have to have those conversations with your bosses like, listen, this is not working for either of us. I think it would be great for us to settle this agreement in the good way. So we settled the agreement and I went on about my way. And so obviously I was sitting on the beach drinking Modelo's and figuring out my next move. And I'm like, okay, I think the easy segue here is finally doing what I have always wanted to do, but never really had the A time to do it, or B, the actual like fire under me to do it. And 6 months of unemployment, honey, does not last long. So we got
Mm.
to figure out how to make some revenue here. So I'm like okay on the camera. I can run my mouth. I can yap. Like people enjoy my content, I think. So I'm like,
People
well,
enjoy your content. Don't do it. People enjoy your content. Like, come
okay.
on.
I don't know. The algorithms be suppressing me. So I don't
Well,
know if
there
it's the
is that
algorithm.
too. But those are two different conversations, amen.
Yeah, amen.
Sorry.
So, I just said, you know what? Let me get on Chat GPT and talk to Homegirl and see what I can do to help like create some revenue. She's like, why don't you do old school blog? You worked on a blog basically when you were at BuzzFeed. So marry that BuzzFeed experience. You like to travel. You're interesting to some degree. And you have created content in the past. So why not marry all those things that you've done into an old fashioned blog? I'm like, girl, what the hell? Who is reading blogs still? But people read blogs. Like, ask B. Scott. Like, people still reading bscott.com, you know? So at the end of the day, I'm like, damn, that's actually brilliant. I don't really have to do that much work either, right? Like, I can write an article here and there and it'll get passive clicks while I'm sleeping. And that's what sort of happened. Honestly, I just started writing about Puerto Vallarta, where I was living. I started writing about Mexico. And then I started branching out more and starting writing about more like the world experiences I've had. And next thing you know, one thing led to another, and boom, blackgayboyabroad.com was like popping. People were chattering about it. My social media was starting to get more attention. I'm like, damn. So, okay, people really needed like a personal brand from me to interact and engage with my content more. And something finally clicked. And I said, oh, it's over now. Like, we're going to the world, we're going to the beyond. Like, we're moving past just Black Gay Boy in Mexico. and we're going abroad. So that's what led me to Asia.
I love that. That's actually,
Blabbing. That's the story.
well, say what happened?
I said I was blabbing a lot, but that's the story.
No, I that actually resonates with me really deeply because as a person who's been making content my entire life, one of the things I realized was like, oh, that's why I know Nick, because we were at BuzzFeed. I believe we overlapped. I was at BuzzFeed for a brief time. Um, and I've seen your face, I've known your name for a while, and I'm like, oh, as a person who makes content, I'm like, there could be something interesting in this feeling of wanting to leave, as we've been titling this episode, but also of like telling that story, right? And I think you are such a great example of what that can look like. um I'm curious if you've, one of the guilts that I felt when I was thinking about, like, I was on sabbatical and I was like, I don't even feel like I want to go back to the States. And I felt a guilt thinking about the ways in which this country is changing and the ways that it is harming my communities and all of those different things. And I was like, oh, I feel like I should be fighting for this or that. And I was also like, I don't even know that if I really feel that, or if I feel like I'm supposed to feel that, or if it's like some American propaganda shit, or like I don't know what it is. I see you laughing, so I'm guessing you can relate to what I'm saying here.
Oh, for sure. I feel okay. A couple of things. I feel FOMO sometimes, like the
Mm,
presidential Obama Center. I wanted to go to that opening, baby. I would have been
hmm.
there with my pearls on, okay, like wearing my tan suit. I love Obama. I wasn't there though.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
I feel a little bit of FOMO when it comes to that. I feel FOMO when it comes to the World Cup. I feel FOMO when it comes to the 250. Just kidding. I don't care.
Wow. Not the
I feel
250. Come.
right. I feel FOMO when it comes to, the protests and all that stuff. But listen, I've been there. I've done that. And it still seemed like it wasn't enough. So, baby, it's time to do something for me. Okay. I will fight from afar. I will repost all day long. But listen, I have to do something for me. I'm tired. Like, and I'm only 39. I can't imagine how the older generation feels, like my dad's generation. Like these people have got to be exhausted because they've been through hell. And it's like,
Well,
I don't want to
even
live my being exhausted. Like, I feel like that's silly. You only get one time to do this. So why be exhausted? My mom died of a heart attack. I don't want to be the next person that dies from a heart attack being exhausted, you know?
yeah, no, that resonates deeply. That resonates
Mm,
deeply. I'm like, I am in a moment where I'm like, I graduated from divinity school and I'm not Christian anymore. I don't trust the institution of Christianity or really religion. I have been American as long as I've been Christian, and I don't trust the institution of America anymore. I've been a media
come
creator since I was 15 years old, and I'm like, I don't even trust the media in the way that I have over the
me?
years, and I don't feel good about it. So
Yeah.
I hear you. I really hear you. Okay, so
Yeah.
I guess I would imagine that the thing that people are asking you is like, oh, well, how do I do this? Right. And it's like, there's no easy answer for like, oh, this is what you should go do. But I think that I would more so be curious for you to answer, like, what did you need to change in your thinking? Like, what was the way that you needed to like approach this? And I don't even mean like to go, but like to go, but also to stay and to continue going.
Yeah.
What did you need to be thinking about differently? How did you need to be feeling differently to do this?
That's an amazing question. Honestly, to be real with you, I just had to start thinking more about myself. And I know that may come off a little like self-righteous, self-grandiose or whatever. But at the end of the day, baby, who else is gonna give a shit about me? Oh wait, can I cuss?
Mhm.
Oh,
Absolutely.
like
Get your
who
fucking life.
who else is gonna care about me? My mom is gone. My dad obviously cares about me, but my mom was my biggest cheerleader. And I said when she passed away, I was going to start living my life unapologetically, even more than I already was, because I know that's what she would want me to do. And at the end of the day, who else is going to do that but you? So I had to do that. That was my only option. Otherwise, I would have felt like a failure. and I know I have so much potential. Like when you really want to be something or do something, you have to just kind of get a little delusional in your head and like just start breathing, thinking, and eating and sleeping that way. And that's what I do. Like I know I'm destined for this travel brand or whatever you want to call it at this point. Some days I don't even know what I'm doing, but I'm just living, simply living my life on my own terms, the way I want to do it, and kind of hushing those naysayers. Because, baby, I know I got haters. Some of them are in my family. And at the end of the day, some of them are very confused as to what the hell is going on with me. But guess what? I know what's going on with me. And that's all that matters.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. When
I
you
think
figure that out,
that
like you'll go far. Like it's so like, and it's nobody that even taught me that, right? I kind of discovered that way of thinking on my own. Like I was like, you know what? I gotta start drinking some damn delusional juice because this whole thing that I'm doing is not working the way I want it. And I only have a certain amount of time here, and I don't even know if it's like gonna be that time. Like, I don't know how long I'm here for.
that part that
You
part
know?
because I think to myself like one of my best friends, we talk about this often about the wanting to leave. It feels urgent right now,
Yeah.
but it feels like it could be an emergency at any given moment, right? Like
Li-
it doesn't feel like I need to leave today, but it feels like we got to get up out of here. Like you know what I mean? Like it's about it's not just me, right? It's about time to go head on. And I'm like, I can feel that, and I'm like, I want to make that kind of move for myself and figure out what is required to do that. But I also think to myself like, I feel the fear of like wanting to leave, but like not knowing if it will work, but also having examples of like you and other people and even my own experiences of like it can work, you can
Yeah.
do it, this is achievable. So
And
I'm grateful for that.
oh, sorry. And I get
No.
that. Listen, this has not been easy. This whole thing for the past 2 years has not been easy at all. I don't want to romanticize it at all. I've talked about the struggles of it because I'm one of those people that I am not going to be sitting on a beach with a yoga mat every day and thinking that my life is just so fabulous, honey, because it ain't. That's not real. I'm the kind of person that is going to always be real and truthful and authentic. And I think that's really what sells you as a creator when you are yourself. And I am not afraid to be myself. I don't need to be nobody else. I don't need to lie. I've been accused of lying. I'm like, girl, lie about what? Who has the time to lie about what I'm doing? Like, they're like, oh, you've been lonely. I'm like, yeah, sure, I've been lonely. But like at the end of the day, that's not my everyday story. So what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
But yeah, I get it. It's like when you want to do something though, this is what I'm learning about life. When you really want to do something, if you don't start taking the action and the steps to do it, you're never going to do it. You're just going to sit there and continue to just say, I want to live abroad. I want to be married. I want to go on a trip. Well, girl, go on a trip, get married, go move abroad. Like at the end of the day, you can't just sit there all your life saying what you want to do. You have to do it. Period.
um so apparently my segment producer Jessica asked you to drag me, and I don't appreciate that,
Oh, my
so we're gonna
bad.
get out of here. I
Look, he kicking me off the show, y'all.
Yeah, no.
Like
Thanks so
Nene.
much for being here, Nick. We appreciate it. Get him out of here. Oh, my God. No, I'm kidding.
I'm dead. I was about to do a Nene Leaks close the laptop.
Exactly.
I don't mean to drag, but like seriously,
No,
like
you're right. You're absolutely right.
you have to do it. And the older we get, the more we procrastinate. I'm the hugest procrastinator ever. So I will literally just be like sitting on, I have hours of footage. Last night, I started just putting shit together. I got to get these YouTube videos out. I have no other choice. We got to get some revenue. What's happening in July? Where the sugar daddies at? They ain't calling me. So,
Now that's
hello.
the app, website, blog that we need to start.
Listen,
Sugar
can we
daddies
already?
abroad.
I can't.
We'll
Yeah.
talk about that after we end this recording. Okay.
Okay.
I I appreciate you being here, and I
Yeah.
appreciate you also like giving this kind of example to me and to other folks of like of a possibility. And I find like over the years my life and work has been a lot of that, and I know the value that it has to people. So and I can speak to that personally of like, oh, this is a possibility for me because I can see like, oh, this is actually very achievable because someone's doing it. So thank you for that.
Of course. That's my listen, ultimately that's my goal. Like I enjoy making other people realize their full potential and I get it. I get the whole like panic, anxiety. Like I understand it because I lived it. So now I'm finally like, whoa, I get it. I can help you. Like reach out. I do consultation calls all the time with people and they're like, "Oh God, like I don't even know, like what am I gonna do for work? What am I gonna do for this? What am I gonna do for that?" Well, babes, let's talk about it. The first step is admitting you have to talk about it with someone who's doing it, and then the second step is working through the next steps. That's it. It's easier than it feels when you're looking at it. I'll say
Yeah.
that.
Okay. Um I I have some
Not,
wheels
not me
turning.
begging you.
I have my wheels turning. There's some thoughts on some things that we should talk about. So I appreciate you
Cool.
being here and offering your storytelling as a possibility for myself and for all who come upon this conversation. So thank you, Nick. Thank you for being here.
Of course. Hopefully, I inspired you and others to do it. Get
You
out of
did.
there.
You did. You did.
Like
Oh, and another thing coming up in September. For those of you that are familiar with my book, Historically Black Phrases, co authored with the Trayvell Anderson, our book has a new companion that will be coming out in September. You can pre order it now. It's a card game that you can play with your friends and family at home or wherever you are. It is called Watch Your Mouth. And it will be available in September. You can pre order it right now. We're very excited to be bringing you this game that takes what we did in historically black phrases in terms of language and turns it into trivia and a game, and it'll learn you something. It is really rooted in a lot of what we did on the game show Historically Black Phrases Live, that you can catch in different cities at different times. So please pre-order the game, check it out. We'd love to have you experience it with your friends, and we'll go to historicallyblackphrases.com/card game to find out more about the game and to pre-order it. Oh, and another thing. Hey, what's up? I'm Jarrett, and you just finished watching a clip from The Jarrett Hill Show. The Jarrett Hill Show, me being Jarrett Hill. And I would love it if you would like, subscribe, share with your friends, talk to someone about what you saw, and we'll see you next time.